Hello and welcome back to more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where last time we played through the Triforce Cup on 100cc, and today we'll be playing through the Crossing Cup on 100cc, and we're going to be using Waluigi. And we also locked a new car last time. What did we unlock? We unlocked the Princess, so we'll use those today, along with the roller wheels don't seem to fit this all that well, so we'll use the slim tires. These seem to fit rather nicely. I'm going to use the Bowser Kite. Here are the stats. And once again, we're going to make sure that Smart Steering and Auto Acceleration are indeed disabled. And so without further ado, let's dive into the Crossing Cup on 100cc. Let's do this. Okay, now we're back on my favorite course, Baby Park. Woo! And so I actually read some comments in the last time I played this course in VidCC, and apparently the double dash version of this course was a lot better because of some crazy item thing or whatever. I don't know. I feel like even if there was some crazy item gimmick that was on this course, I think I think I hate it regardless. Gotta be honest, because it's literally just it's just 4 turns and you're done. 4 turns, and then you're done. It's just an oval. It's just, okay, how many red shells? Jesus Christ, I swear to God. I mean, I'm still in first place somehow, but the amount of red shells that just got thrown my way are absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, it's just, I don't want to rant about this course again, it's just an oval. It's just 4 turns and you're done, so I think even if there was some crazy item gimmick, I would just find it really boring regardless, so I'm not super jazzed up about this course. Apparently, because I had a feeling when I talked about it last time that there were going to be some people that came out of the woodworks to say, but I like it though. Because anytime you criticize something, by the law of averages, there will always be at least one person who really, really loves the thing you're talking about. Sorry, and that kind of happened. I guess the best example of that happening is when I did my Skylanders Spyro's Adventure walkthrough, where thanks Bullet Bill, where I ran through I went through the whole game and oh thanks Spiny Shell. Am I gonna fin? Oh, I think Toadet's in second place, so I just gotta stay ahead of Toadette. That's the thing. It's hard to tell who's in second place because of how close together everyone is. I think it's Toadette, so I think I'll be fine as long as I stay ahead of her, and we're still in the lead. Cool. Okay. But when I did my Skylanders Spyro's Adventure 100% walkthrough, where I ran through showing off all the collectible locations and everything for that game, I made an offhanded comment, I think, saying how I wasn't going to play through any of the future Skylanders games because I don't own them. Well, I mean, I own Giants. Actually, I'll talk about this in the next race. I made an offhanded comment saying about how I didn't own any of the other Skylanders games except for Skylanders Giants, which I don't like that game at all. I think it's just a slower, more linear, less entertaining version of the first game, and it doesn't do anything interesting outside of there being giant characters, and that's about it. So I just don't think it's a very fun game to play at all. But I think I prefaced saying, now that I've said that, I'm sure someone out there loves it. And then I got a comment saying, but Giants is awesome though. I'm like, yeah, that's just how things work. Is that even for the most reviled of things, like, there's someone on this planet, I guarantee you, which, by the way, in case you're curious about my thoughts on the Skylanders as a whole, I haven't played a game since Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, and the first game, I'd say, you know what, first game's a solid 7 out of 10, pretty fun experience, but then they made more, and then it went down the toilet because they kept, it's just a way to generate money because you gotta buy, like, I have the complete set of the first Skylanders game, like, all the Skylanders for the first game, I have them all, so, you know, I have that collection, I'll be honest, I'm kind of cool, I'm kind of happy that I have that, but I know that if I bought the other games, I would have been tempted to get all the Skylanders for all the other games as well, and that's just a money trap you're never going to escape from, because that's how they generate. That's why they make those games, because they know they can make a lot of money from selling these insanely upcharged toys to people. And I also remember going on like a hunt because some of those things were really hard to find. Like, we went to a lot of, when I was a kid, we went to a lot of different Toys R Us just looking for all these rare Skylanders of just, like, I remember one morning I went to some like, really far out Toys R Us, like, really far away from where we lived, to this Toys R Us with my dad, and we got there, like, right when it opened, like, minute 1 of opening, because we knew that this place had exactly one of the Skylander in stock. Kind of like Jingle All the Way, where everyone's trying to get the Turbo Man doll, except that instead of a really cool action figure, it's just a little Skylander thing you can play in a game. And it was kind of dumb. Yeah, it was a really still. I mean, it was kind of fun, you know, the idea of like going on an adventure, kind of scavenger hunt to try to figure out which stores still have these things in stock. But you know, it may have been fun as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, yeah, that was just a shady way to make money by selling all these toys. It's like, yeah, because the thing is, you cannot 100% the game with the base Skylanders they give you, because they give you 3 out of the gate. They give you Trigger Happy, they give you, which by the way, that name is permanently tarnished thanks to Danganronpa, so thanks Spike Soft, another thing you ruined for me. Gilgrunt and Spyro, which, Spyro's, whatever. So you can't beat the game with those 3 people, or at least you can't 100% with those 3 people. Actually, I don't even know if it's possible to beat the game with those 3 people, because I think you might literally need to have more than 3 Skylanders in order to beat the final boss because of how hard it is and how much damage he does. So, yeah, you basically have to buy at least 1 Skylander of every single gate in order to get it all, because there's some collectibles that are barricaded off behind certain Skylander gates of certain types. So, yeah, it's a shady business practice, which is why, like, after the second game, I'm like, wait, you're just trying to siphon money out of me. I don't want to do this anymore. And then they made, like, 6 more Skylanders games. Like, yeah, this is just a giant money trap, and I feel so sorry for some kid out there, so for some kid's parents, whose kid is like a massive Skylanders fan, and their parents just emptied their wallets to buy every Skylander for every single game that was ever made. It's a bit of a shady business practice, is what I'll say about that. Anyway, an offhanded comment that I made during that last race that I was going to go off on a tangent, but then I circled back on track to Skylanders was, what I was going to say is, through the law of averages, no matter how reviled something is, like, if you say, I really hate this thing, someone is inevitably going to say, but I love that thing, it's so good. To the point, like, and this applies to everything on the planet. Even for something like the Last Airbender movie, saying I hate the Last Airbender movie, even though that movie is, like, one of the worst things I've ever seen, from a production and, like, just filmmaking standpoint, someone on this planet, maybe not in this comment section because I don't think I have a large enough audience to be able to reach out that far to find someone who actually thinks that movie is of any quality whatsoever, but someone on this planet, I guarantee you, looked at that movie and said, that was good. And I don't know how, but to the law of averages, someone, no matter how, it's the same thing in reverse. Like, even for the best things on this planet and for the worst things on this planet, there is going to be at least one person who will ascribe themselves to the opposite belief, which is, I mean, they can be wrong if they want. Like, for instance, I got a comment on a video recently. I'm not going to say what video, just because I don't want anyone to go harass this person. But it was a very long-winded comment that I wasn't a part, and I only discovered it because I think they posted it a while ago, but I didn't see it because the comment chain didn't involve me. Like, no one was directly addressing me. It was just a comment thread on one of my videos. So I don't get notifications for that because it doesn't, like, unless you ping me in a comment, I won't always get a notification because the way YouTube system works. So I didn't know about it until far too late. But I got a comment from someone going on a rant about how Investigations 2 is one of the worst games ever, and, like, it's the worst Ace Attorney game. And it's just kind of entertaining to read. And there's a part of me that believes that it was just a comment written by someone who was looking to start a fight or looking for attention, because they also said, I'm making a video on my own channel that'll go into why it's all terrible. I was like, oh, so is this just a way of you advertising yourself and your video you're gonna make? I see how this is. But the point I'm trying to make here is that even for things that you can verifiably prove to be of quality or to be of no quality, you will still find someone who adores it or hates it in whatever the opposite extreme is going to be, even for as asinine as it may be. Things like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, The Return of Jafar, Allegiant, the movie, no matter what it is, for as insane as it may sound, even for something like the Last Airbender movie, which is just absolutely awful, you'll always find someone. It's weird, but you know, that's the way people are, I suppose. Anyway, in case you're okay, so is this the same one as last time, or is this? I honestly wasn't paying attention. I was busy looking at something on my iPad, but I wasn't paying attention. I believe this is the same season as we got last month. I think this is still summer, because spring and summer are pretty similar. I think spring is a lot more pink with the aura of the I think the trees, like the leaves in the trees are pink in spring. So yeah, this is summer. This is definitely still the summer season. So we have a few more chances to see the winter, autumn, and spring seasons. I was hoping we get a different one this time, but sadly not. And in case you're wondering in case you're thinking that it might time the season with with what the actual current season is, it does not. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. You have an equal chance of getting any particular season no matter when. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get one of the other seasons later in one of the future CCs, hopefully. Anyway, what I was talking about last time with The Last Airbender. Yeah, so interestingly enough, I actually haven't... It's because The Last Airbender, like Avatar The Last Airbender, the Nickelodeon show, is something that's, like, ingrained in a lot of people's childhoods. A lot of people watched that show when they were kids, and they love it. I did not. That was not one of the shows that I watched as a kid. My childhood animated shows, well, obviously, like, looking past the preschool years of, like, Blue's Clues, stuff like that, like, as an elementary schooler, the shows I watched were things like Phineas and Ferb. Gravity Falls was kind of towards middle school, but still kind of elementary school as well. So, like, Phineas and Ferb was the big one. I guess that really is the big one. Other Disney Channel shows, I guess stuff like Alice and Ally, Good Luck Charlie. But the go-to example of an animated kid show that I watched a lot was Phineas and Ferb. So I never saw Avatar: The Last Airbender as a kid. But I recently was exposed to it by Forget 45, who heard that I never saw it and said, "You need to amend this right now." And then she watched the whole show with me over the past few months. Then she showed me, so I went over to her place last month and we watched the finale, which was of the show, which was awesome, and then we watched the movie, which was not awesome, back to back, and it was just like, it's like Whiplash, of like, you go from watching 90 minutes of awesomeness to 90 minutes of what the hell is going on, because like, it's bad from every element of, like, some movies get away, and I think The Last Airbender is just proof of something that I've suspected for a long time, which is that if you know what, no. I'm gonna be mean. I'm going to leave that as a cliffhanger, because we've just finished the race. I'm going to leave my thoughts of what I'm going to say next for the next episode. I'm going to leave you on a massive cliffhanger as to what I'm going to say next, and then we'll see what I'm going to say about the Last Airbender movie in relation to media as a whole and my theory about it in the next episode. But for now, let's go view the results. You've collected 850 coins, and a new vehicle customization option has been unlocked. We will see what that is in the next video, but for now, that will be it for this episode. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Goodbye!